The journey of the World Grand Prix racers has always kind of fascinated me. They start off as these super exciting, unique race cars, international racers. Everyone loves them. They get pushed forward in multiple ways at the beginning of the Cars 2 era, multi-packs launchers, singles, etc. Obviously, Rip Klitschko excluded. He wasn't released for another 2 years after that, but the main ones were released a lot, and they were released a lot more in 2013 and 2014. And so the narrative changed from them being exciting and thrilling to peg warmers and boring and kind of blocking the way for the new cars that we want. And now, after Cars 3, which introduced a lot of monotonous racers, like I love the next gens and all that, but a lot of them are like that same green, blue, dark blue color palette. And the World Grand Prix racers all are unique models. I think that was the great thing about them. Of course, they were able to do that because, well, it makes sense. They have to be. They're all from different countries. And of course, there are only a few of them. So, yeah, I mean, now the narrative is completely flipped. Everyone finds them rather refreshing because they haven't been around as much as they used to be in 2014, 2015. And so they've kind of come full circle. I think it's pretty cool, and I'd love to see Mattel kind of find new life for them. I mean, again, we think back to those early years. They were pushing them out a ton in the Transcontinental Race of Champions series. So if you were upset that you got a lot of regular Raoul, where you also got Silver Raoul, you got Neon Raoul, you got Carnival Cup, and you got Ice and Carbon and all that. But anyways, guys, today, welcome back to Prototype Prestige. What is this, episode like 19 now? I think, yeah, Bessie, John Halstead, Karisu. This is now 19. Very excited. Obviously, we have two prototypes to break down and review. One of which is the Thailand version of Raoul, and the other one is the Chinese version. So a lot to discuss. Very pumped to get into this. So let's not waste any more time. Raoul has always been kind of one of the, shafted World Grand Prix racers just because, man, he doesn't deserve it, though. I don't know. Like, the perception of all the World Grand Prix racers are kind of unique. Like, Rip Klitschko's always been put up on a pedestal because he was released later. You know, he was the elusive one everyone wanted to get. Max Schnell kind of just absolutely dragged through the mud because his model was reused multiple times for all those international racers. I think a lot of people like Carla Veloso because of the colors, and she's the only female racer in there. I don't know. Raoul just kind of gets the shaft, I think, but he has a super unique model. It's almost like an SUV, right? But he is kind of like this rally car from France. Very proud of his country with the colors that he sports in the paint job here. Now we're going to start with the Chinese prototype that I have here because I only have the Chinese version of Raoul loose. I do not have a Thailand version loose, but they are pretty similar. I will point out the differences though. This is one of my favorite prototypes for obvious reasons. You guys know that I love my colors when it comes to prototypes, and when you got pink wheels, you really can't go wrong. I mean, this prototype is just beautiful with the pink wheels on the white body, a purple spoiler wing, just looks awesome. But the main difference between China and Thailand here, of course, once you actually get into the decals, like of the real, like official finalized release, they're a lot blurrier than the Chinese decals. But structurally, model-wise, the Thailand version does not have this plastic mouth plate here at the front, the bumper basically. As you can see, there's that crack right there, separating the main body from the plastic mouth plate here. And the prototype reflects that with this black plastic piece, kind of similar to Karisu. On the Thailand version, it is a part of the main metal body. As you can see right there, no separate piece. So very cool that they upgraded. A lot of people never liked the mouth plates, and they always preferred unibodies is what they're called. That term isn't really used anymore because almost everything is a unibody, meaning everything is a part of the body. But yeah, now maybe one could argue that this is a prototype for the neon version of Raoul or the carnival version, but we'll never know, right? So we're just going to assume it's the regular one there. You can see the way the mouth is shaped and all that. You got the indentations in the front bumper, which are pretty cool. He does have blue side view mirrors, which is pretty much the only thing that is actually complete, quote unquote, on the prototype here. And you got pink tires. Like I said, absolutely amazing. Brings some new life to Raoul. I don't know if he would condone himself having pink tires, but hey, I love pink. I love purple even more. But yeah, they are the same tire. I point that out because the Thailand version actually has different styled tires, or wheels rather. You got the kind of lavender purple wing back here, which has like a smear from a Sharpie almost on it. Not great, but adds character to this prototype for sure. And you got the exhaust pipes on the bottom there, which are a part of the base. Really cool. If this was just a white prototype and all the plastic parts were black or something, it'd be kind of boring, right? It would be like the broadside prototype that I keep dogging on here that has different colors, but they're all kind of bland. Like, just imagine if this was pink, right? I mean, it would be so much cooler. But yeah, Raoul definitely got the better end of the bargain. The base here has a lot on it. Disney, Pixar, Made in China, and the address there. Pretty similar to this version here. A little bit different in the formatting and all that. Plus, this has an additional date stamp thing there. It's not in white, which is very unusual, but some of them did have it more like stamped into the plastic. So yeah, really cool. Now let's take a look at the Thailand version here, which I find super interesting. He's got these black rubber bands going around him because he probably isn't fully riveted, although it kind of looks like he is, especially in the back here. But actually, yeah. The rivets weren't like stamped. They weren't smushed, so they weren't like, here, what's a good way to describe? Like, see how the rivet kind of spreads out here, covers a little bit more surface area, it looks flattened. They didn't really do that. Like, they still have that cylindrical structure to them. Like, I think there would be a machine that comes in and smushes it, so then the base can't slide off of the rivets. But yeah, they haven't gotten to that point yet, so thus these rubber bands are still on it. But what makes this super indicative of a Thailand prototype, I know I've covered this before, but a lot of Thailand prototypes have the same exact color base, this beige base here, and a dark blue color for the metal body. Kind of unfortunate, like it's kind of made everything a little bit more standardized in terms of prototypes, but not all of them are like that. A good amount of them are. Like if you guys saw that Marty Breakburst prototype in one of my recent Giga hauls, she's got the same colors as this, same base, same blue, and the plastic parts on her are red. So yeah, the side view mirrors and the wing in this case are red. Again, not all are like this, but a good chunk of them are, and if you see any that are, it is 100% a Thailand prototype. That's just how they've done it over there. And yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't allow for much creativity in terms of the prototypes, or kind of exotic colors, right? It doesn't allow for all the wildness that we've gone with, Raoul here, and of course Bessie that we saw a few episodes ago. But you can see that the wheels are a little bit different here on Raoul. You got less spokes, and they also kind of, yeah, they're a little bit bendier, like the way they're angled. Interesting. But yeah, good stuff, guys. As you can see again here, you don't have that mouth plate. I don't even know why they did mouth plates on cars that they never ended up changing the mouth on, right? Like, I understand doing eye plates for McQueen, or the mouth plates for McQueen, and even the eye plates, because they were switching them out constantly for new expressions. But for cars like Raoul, which they never changed the mouth for, like, you don't really need to do that. So I'm glad that they don't do it anymore. Plus, I think they did find a way where it's cheaper at the end of the day to just have everything in one piece. Like, even better yet, if the side view mirrors can be a part of the main body, and they don't want to get too high because then they're wasting a lot more metal, but it just standardizes everything, the process, because you're not adding all these little individual plastic pieces. But the thought process back in the day, of course, was, hey, I mean, let's only make one body. That'll never change, but hey, the mouth will. So we need that to be a plastic piece that we can, rotate out. And yeah, I think that was the thought process behind it until they innovated, which they are always doing. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of Prototype Prestige. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. What the hell? I'll let you guys go. As always, appreciate your support. Bye now.
Without doubt. As I say, if all's gotta mend, we both know that one day the sun's gonna rise again.